making sense. What's that way out there? I didn't see that last time.
Bring on the creepers,
Well,
bring
now
on
I
the
want to know
flames.
what's that
Here comes
is.
the legend, the bravest of brave. Fiercer than lions, more southern than you. He's conquered our hearts, and he'll conquer hell too. Joe.
Okay, let's try and get lined up with it. I can see it silhouetted right there. I might need to go get some more sandstone blocks in order to safely bridge out that far. But now that my curiosity is piqued, I must know. Can you feel the tension just mounting? Well, it appears to be some brick. If I had to guess, there would probably be a set of signs on the other side. And I'm wondering if they're out here so that way Endermen don't touch them. This is madness. Madness. This is cliche. So I guess that's one of them Iron Man 2 references. I'm just kidding. Everyone knows it's Gladiator. Nope, it's 300. That robot movie about the past. But anyway, okay, so that would have been a lot cooler if there was stuff to glean or steal from that. I do want to secure that tower at some point so I can use it to generate food and arrows. Oh, I also want to see what's in that chest over there. Now might be as good a time as any to do that, though. So let's just go ahead and hit all the creeper-looking guys and skeleton-looking guys and zombie-looking guys over there. And the spiders we can kind of deal with as we go. Now that there are different types of spiders, I'm constantly fearing that the spiders that I'm seeing in the distance are in fact the poison ones, even though in most cases they are not. But okay, this is potentially bad. We got a lot of them after us. I feel like spiders have gotten quicker. And I know that in terms of successful group communication, you shouldn't say you feel like or you feel that. You should only say things that you feel if you use the word feel like. I feel angry when you lie and disappoint me. Or I feel angry when you trick me into jumping off cliffs. Or, whoa, wrong button. That's also not the right button. Okay, so let's retreat real quick, craft us a few torches, and we'll get to the mystery of that box there. I wonder if this is cliche sign is a shout out to somebody. Okay, well, actually, no, I think we might have used our last set of sticks, which would be unfortunate, because I would really like to have an additional torch. Oh, here's one. No, we have not. Okay. So, we are gonna solve the mystery of the box thing. I really wonder, too, like, when people see signs that are parodies of my stuff, like, what they think, you know? Because, like, when I would see the man pants signs and whatnot, back in the day, when I first was exploring Kaizo Caverns, just not recording or anything, just wandering around and trying to get a feel for Vetch's maps, I didn't realize that a lot of the signs were actually Zisto jokes. Like, okay, I saw something purple over there. It was an Enderman's eyes, which is super creepy. But not so creepy as to be unacceptable. Everything is well within bounds here, is what I'm saying. See, we kill some things, we get some food. Everything's all good. Or at least passable. Okay, quick survey, no more creatures. Sign reading real quick. Area, ribbons of pain. Verify there's nothing crazy under here. Oh, thank goodness. Flint and steel. Okay, wonderful. I was running low on those. In fact, well, when I say running low, I was literally out of those. So this makes me want to light up a bunch of things with flint and steel now, which is one of my favorite activities in this map, come to think of it. Look at this. I can just run around and replace torches with fire, which is the opposite of how human technology worked. Like, first we invented fire, then we invented torches. In one of them books by that Ayn Rand lady, she talks about like the invention of the candle and all this other stuff. And you know, I'm not a huge Ayn Rand fan, but I really like candles. Like, I don't really own them much because my apartment building, the people that own it had one of their other buildings burned down, and so they have really strict rules about that. But like, in terms of just sheer technological awesomeness, it's a very graceful piece of equipment. I mean, it essentially uses capillary motion or something. Capillary something. It uses wicking, literally. The wick draws fuel upward. The fuel in the candle is the melted wax that is drawn upward through the wick, which is why it's so important to keep your wick of proper length, so that way the top of the wick doesn't burn, but rather the fuel does. Because in terms of combustion, whatever fuel source will burn most readily is going to be what is consumed, which is why, like, you see idiots working in chemistry labs or whatnot who will cover their arms with like ethanol or something and you know, then light it on fire and be like, oh look, see, the ethanol is consumed but not my flesh or hair. And one thing to note there is I'm not an expert on science, so like if you're ever in a lab, I'm not sure that ethanol is actually the right word. It might be like isopropyl alcohol or something else that you can safely light your arm on fire with. So I'm just going to tell you up front, don't light your arm on fire. Although I have heard that when you're doing an experiment that involves ether, saying, hey, the ether smells just like strawberries, will probably result in at least one person in the lab falling over after smelling the ether to verify that it does indeed smell like strawberries. It doesn't. It'll just knock you out. But it's effective. So, there's that. So we have already burned the first of our flint and steels. Okay, there seem to be a herd of Endermen down there. I'm thinking what I might want to do before I push too much further is to put some of these flint and steels back in the chest and further shore up my lighting around here, so I don't have to worry about any more creepers coming upon me. I cannot wait to find iron. Once I do, I can build some rail systems, and I can really go to town on a train, you know. Because, yeah, like in Infernal Sky 2, I had a huge rail infrastructure. Same goes for Legendary, although a lot of that was provided there. I think one of the problems with getting too invested in infrastructure in a map like this is there's always the chance that my bed will somehow be obscured or occluded or whatever, and then I'll lose everything I have built, which has the potential to be like incredibly psychologically devastating in that case. But I mean, at this point, I'm pretty much just I'm pretty well committed to the idea of just leaving that bed precisely where it is and building around it indefinitely. So let's see here. Go ahead and put most of these back in the box for safekeeping, and you know what, I'm going to put the string back there too. That might come in handy. So let's see here. Oh, now that I've gotten some of these torches back, I can also light that up a little bit better. that wall there is just going to be full of spawning creatures that come down upon me. Like, there's nothing I can do with that. I should probably... Whoops. Nope. Wrong method. Correct method. So, there, I hope you learned something through comparison in that little portion of the show. Oh, yeah, I'm realizing now. This is the area I initially... Whoa. Gotta get better about looking down. This is the area I initially ignored because of the Enderman little family hanging out over here. But where's the creeper? Here he is. Oh yeah, I also ignored it because I was going to hit that skeleton tower, which I was not necessarily prepared for this time because I'm coming at it from the front rather than the top, which is not ideal in terms of when essentially, if you imagine this tower here as an enemy machine gun emplacement, the most effective way to overcome that machine gun emplacement is probably not overwhelming force from the direction in which those guns are pointed. Just a little quick strategy tip for those of y'all actively engaged in the study of fire and maneuver, or the Clausewitzian Zweikampf, which means dual struggle. Clausewitz is an interesting fellow because he pretty much wrote the book on war. He also entitled it On War. Now, I say pretty much because actually Clausewitz died, and his wife wrote the book based on his notes, supposedly. And it ended up being like 3 books. It's just a huge, like, 1,200-page book. You probably don't need to read it in most cases, unless you're actively engaged in studying the martial arts. By martial, I mean like military, not like kung fu. If you're studying kung fu, you can probably get away with. Thanks, creeper. Where's that other skeleton? He's going down. I am curious what's underneath that glowstone there. Whoa! Okay. Dang it, there's just creepers all over this place. So let's go ahead. How many arrows do we got? 15? That's enough. We'll go ahead and take him out. More spiders from that way. I need to develop a way to climb back up here. Is that a baby spider or a real spider? It seems pretty quick. I don't think baby spiders spawn naturally on their own, though. So, more monsters, more problems. How is that guy not killing me? Whatever. Okay. So, we are now all the way out here in relation to that crazy lava pillar thing that y'all love so much. Actually, I don't know that you love it. Because you never show it you love it. You never say you love it. You know what? Maybe I've just been reading too much into it. Maybe that's my fault. Okay, so what we got to do right now, before we do aught else, is retreat upward and consume some food. Because the lack of food in my system right now is clearly becoming a pain. And, so let's see, we got some zombie meat here. That is probably better for consumption than gunpowder. And so there we go. We are now back into health regeneration. And this, essentially, once this zombie meat causes me to drop below 7 health, I guess I'll consume the bread at that point. What's that there? That's a zombie. Die off a cliff. So close. Just want to find out what's in that chest, and I will probably end this video here. And it sounds like I'm saying that to you, the audience, but I might be narrating that aloud for the benefit of anyone else in the room that might be waking up. and I just got a bunch of tools. Okay, so I think that from here I'm going to go ahead and take some of these tools and that flint and steel back to my big base back at the Victory Monument. And then from there I will, because like, look, I'm already back here. This is the base of the spire, it looks like. So, you know, I've really come full circle here. So I want to take that material back, inventory it all, figure out what to do from there. But either way, I've got a pretty good sense that it will involve adventure and the active pursuit of wool, because we have lit up so much of these ribbons now that I'm really starting to feel confident, and in terms of the scale of the map and the layout of it as well. So I don't know. I figure if we can start lighting up more of these ribbons, I might be able to head down. Well, I've already got my bridge out over this way, and food is essentially the only thing I don't have renewable access to at this point. I have renewable cobblestone. Well, not renewable, but I have a huge amount of cobblestone. I have unlimited lumber. I have access to coal now. So, anyway, yeah. So, food is the next frontier. So, until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.